We're going to reweave the fabric of our communities. This is my dream for an intergenerational peace that can make this real. And so the question is, what about the children? What are we prepared to do that will invest in our children in a way that they will be grounded? That our children are making choices between family and strong community as opposed to being loved in gangs or drug dealing. That they're on their way here to school as opposed to dropping out. And so we've got to figure out what it is that we're willing to do here and now, because it's one thing to celebrate King. It's another thing to make sure that his legacy lives. And I believe that one of the best ways we do that is that we raise up a stronger generation of men and women who then will in turn be strong parents to their children. That's how we do this. I'm giving the time sign, but let me tell you this before I close. I've launched this 1 Million Dreams campaign. We talk about King the Dreamer. Watch this now. We always talk about King the Dreamer. The question is, are we raising up a new generation to dream? Now, need to run that again? We talk about King the Dreamer. Are we raising up a new generation of dreamers? And so I started this just a few weeks ago, 1 Million Dreams campaign. The idea is to get 1 million parents to go online. It's all free, parentpowernow.com. And you post your children's dreams. 3 easy steps. You go on the website, parentpowernow.com. You print it out. You ask the children, second step, what is your dream for your life? And then you write it in bold letters on the printout that you're going to get. The printout is a picture of a handprint. Write it in bold letters. Parentpowernow.com is the website. You'll see the 1 Million Dreams campaign button. Print it out. Ask them, what is your dream for your life? I know what my dream is. My dream is my dream. And I am going to do everything I need to do. And that really, when you boil it down, isn't that what King's legacy was about? It was about all human beings being able to reach their fullest potential without regard to race or religion or gender or your station in life. Isn't that what it was about? Right. It's about us believing in the power of ourselves, in the human potential, and that if we made up our minds to work hard and to treat other people with respect, that anything is possible. And so what about the children? And so I leave you with words of my grandmother's favorite song. Don't you get discouraged. Run on, be ye not discouraged. Run on and see what the end will be.
That's right.
That's what she used to say. Brothers and sisters, be ye not discouraged. And I tell you, I say, brothers and sisters, meaning all of us. This is not a white issue. This is not a black issue. This is not a brown issue. This is not a rich or poor issue. All of our children are important. And so I'd like to be able to report to Martin today that we're in the business of seeing about our children. Run on and see what the end will be. Facing the rising sun of a new day begun, let us march on and on and on and on and on until the victory's won. We're raising up a new generation of dreamers because the world needs them. Thank you. We are a very gifted, we are a very talented people. And don't let anybody tell you anything different. I mean, the talent among us is absolutely wonderful. And the potential among us is more than we can measure. And so I'm concerned. I am concerned. I'm concerned about where we are and where we're going.
But I know that you are the key of the future, and that you are the next generation of fathers, and that you're going to be responsible for bringing up a strong new generation. So this conversation is important to me. The whole thing about dropouts in this country has gotten to be an epidemic. It's gotten to be an epidemic among young black males. In some urban public school systems, the dropout rate has topped 70% among us. You know, when 70% of us are not graduating from high school, that is a prescription for a dead end, because kids who drop out are 3.5 times more likely to go to prison. They're 3.5 times more likely to be on welfare, and they're 7 times more likely to have children who will then in turn drop out. And we've got to stop these cycles. So I'm not going to dwell anymore on the negative statistics. What I know is that we are a people who have survived a lot, and that we are a people who stand on strong shoulders of mighty generations. My roots are here in South Carolina. My family is from Florence, South Carolina. And I am very clear, and I don't get it twisted, that I would not be here but for the sacrifices that my family made for me. You know, my grandmother, my mother's mother, took in wash. She washed clothes for white families in Florence, South Carolina, so that she and my grandfather could put my mother and her siblings through college. My mother worked her way through college because there wasn't enough money. My grandmother never finished elementary school. I mean, she was a laborer all of her life. And here I am. I have several, you know, I have a college degree and I have a law degree. I went on to be a judge. I was a corporate lawyer. But I don't get it twisted. I do not get it twisted. I know where my roots are, and I know that people made amazing, generous sacrifices for me to be able to stand here today. And so I owe a debt. I owe a debt forward. I can never repay the sacrifices that my parents, my grandparents, my ancestors made for me. But it may be all about what I can do to reinvest in my community. And I take that very, very, very seriously. And I always look at the contrast between my mother's mother, who didn't finish elementary school. Maybe she did finish elementary school, but she never had a high school education. And I look at my dad's mother, who went to Spelman College, but she worked all of her life as a domestic in a small town in LaGrange, Georgia, because she didn't have any opportunities. And so I look at the kinds of things that they went through for me to be able to have access to the things that I have. And I tell young people that anytime blood spills in the streets, you know, it really, all losing a part of ourselves. And we have to remember that the same blood that ran through the blood veins of Martin and Mandela is the same blood that runs through their veins. So we have to be proud of that. We have to be proud of that, yes.
Do you think that the reason that most of the blood's on the streets is because we've lost the meaning of certain definitions, like being a gentleman or knowing your actual heritage?
I think it's both. And I think that if we understood, and I tell, if you watch the show, you may have seen me say this, if we understood how rich our heritage was, we wouldn't be so quick to throw away our future. That if we really understood that we are descendants of kings and queens as well as slaves and songwriters, you know, that we wouldn't be so quick to take another person's life. We wouldn't be so quick to steal from somebody else. We would be so quick to try to hurt somebody. If we understood that we are all connected and that we are part of a rich, rich heritage. And so I think the other thing, too, is that, you know, a lot of people don't have good role models, and they don't know what it is to be a strong man, you know, because they haven't seen it. And that's where we've got to recalibrate. And that you and all of you will be strong anchors in the community if you stay here or if you move outside of Beaufort. And that's what this is about. It's about what can I do to strengthen my community, because it's not just about me. I'm as strong as you are, and he is as strong as you are.